Welcome to the 30A Show, your beach-happy podcast for beach lovers. Interviews with beach lovers near and far, celebrating the small-town beach life we've grown to love here across the beaches of South Walton. Brought to you by 30A Cottages, wonderful rental homes from inlet beach to watercolor. Online at 30acottages.com and powered by La Dolce Vita, the premier concierge on the Emerald Coast. LDV30A.com. Let's hit the beach. Here's Corey.
Hey everybody, we took the 30A show on the road with our friends here at YOLO Board. We kind of invaded right here and made it our own studio. It's their boardroom, but today it's our studio. Jeff Archer joins me. He's been on a road trip that we're going to get to in a little bit, but I always like touching base about one of the most fun things you can do here on 30A, which is paddleboard, bike, skateboard. They got it all. Jeff, what's up?
What's up, dude? Welcome, man.
Man, it's really good to see you.
It's great to see you.
First and foremost, if you know Jeff, there's a new feature on him that's kind of
got a little fuzz on the face. I'm getting old, man, and I'm just owning it, you know?
You are owning it.
People don't own it, and hey, I like it, man.
I know. I think you went back and looked at some pictures of our friend The Wiz and just are trying to do it again.
Listen, I would love to emulate The Wizard. Yeah, Christian Cook, Cross Up Fitness, shout out to you, my brother.
That's right. So YOLO Board's been the board company that you've known here in South Walton forever, and we've got locations all over the place now. And so let's first talk about where YOLO Board is here in the South Walton area.
Well, like you said, this is our home base. This is where we got started, and we're fortunate enough now to have multiple locations to serve the community. The place that we're at now is in Miramar Beach, which is Destin area for most people, near the outlet mall. We're in a 10,000 square foot building jammed with boards and bikes and all the stuff that you need to support that. We've got a lake behind us that you can test drive the boards, and that's available 6 days a week. We're out on 30A right next to you guys over in Gulf Place, and we've got a little bike and board shop there, and we've got 2 rental locations, one at the foot of the 331 bridge and one in Sandestin.
Pretty awesome. Our Airstream is actually at Gulf Place, and that's where we do a lot of broadcasts, and they also have YOLO Board and Bike right there, which is a perfect spot at Gulf Place.
Oh, Gulf Place is a great little beach community. It's got its own little vibe, and 30A is now being a bunch of little neighborhoods. They all have their own little vibe, and we've been there I think for 6-7 years now. So we really feel part of that little neighborhood, and it's right. It's that Ed Walleen beach access there. Mm-hmm. It's really a beautiful access. Got new restaurants popping up all around there. So it's going to be a fun summer down at Gulf Place.
So board demos are always a big thing because these are they're not a cheap investment, but they're a wise investment in the long run. So how do you get people down here and get them on the boards to try out what they might like to take home with them or to ride around here if they're local?
Yeah, well, I mean, I tell people that with all of their equipment, if possible, get on it and ride it. And if you have a couple of different boards you're thinking about, get on the water with them side by side. The great thing about the lake in the back is it's a very controlled setting. So there's no current, there's no wind, it's just flat water to really figure out, what type of stability each board offers you, or what type of speed, or all the different things that people are looking for and whatever their pursuit is. People are doing all kind of things with paddle boards now, diving off the top of them. We know they're fishing off the top of them. We're surfing and racing and touring, and my favorite is the exploring. And it's really, we live in one of the greatest places in Florida for just different types of things to explore. We've got the reef situation that some great guys in our community went out and put in some reefs to start drawing life out there. And we got, of course, the bays and the springs and the rivers. So, such a great place to explore. And you really can't do it and see it unless you get out in the water a lot of times.
Yeah, that's totally true. Where are board demos available with YOLO Board?
6 days a week they're available here at the big shop. Stop by and see our man Barefoot Kurt. And I mean, he's a great entry into the sport. The guy lives life stoked and wants to share it and show people how easy paddleboarding really is to get into. And we're open here from 9 to 5. As summer gets here, the hours will expand a little bit more, but stop in and try board out.
All right, so they have accessories here, and one of the big ones that you really have to have for a board, whether you're traveling back maybe to where you came from on vacation or you're local, is the straps and all the important things that you have for boards to be able to transport them. It's not an easy thing to get around.
No, it's not. And actually, we became a Thule dealer a few years back, and we're the largest Thule dealer in the area. We carry everything that Thule carries right here in the shop. So a lot of things you would have had to go online and order. You can come in, you can get your car fitted for a certain type of a kit that you want, whether you're carrying a bicycle, where you're carrying boards. We've got sup taxis, cargo carriers, all of it. So, you're right. When you start getting into some of these sports, having the right carry gear is essential to making everything simple and easy. And Thule makes some of the best product that we've seen out there. They stand behind all their product. They have stuff that fits just about any automobile. So good stuff.
Yeah, it's good. Boards and bikes, I've had the traditional YOLO Beach Cruiser. I don't know, what's the first year that one came out?
I guess it's been about 4 or 5 years now.
All right, so I still have mine. That's how durable it is, and I ride it all the time. All you got to do is get a little WD-40 every season and get it going again.
That's right. We live in some pretty tough elements, and since your version, though, I can tell you, we build darn near a rust-proof beach cruiser now. We're excited to say we keep picking up more and more of the big rental companies whose objective is not just to rent sticks and bricks, but it's to create experiences for their guests. And we're fortunate to work with teams like 360 Blue, Rent Gear here. We're picking up the watercolor fleet this year.
Wow.
And talking to a lot of other really great resorts because they want something that is above the average beach cruiser, and that's what we built. It's an alloy frame, it's a 3-inch tires, and it's just got a tough look to it, and the guests seem to really enjoy that. So that bike is growing every year, and it's now, like we say, it's become a leg on the table. It's really we always say each one of our new products is like a baby, and we have to coddle it and hold it until we're ready to kick it out the door and make it go cut some grass. So the beach cruisers are now cutting grass, and they're like, it's a little teenager in our line.
That's funny. I'm going to stop you right there, though, because you have a new exciting bike that you've added to the rotation here. It's an amazing bike. It's called the Bolt. You sent me some video when you went on your South Florida trip, probably to meet with some of your friends down south. And tell me about where you took this bike, and I'm going to roll the video, so you might as well tell us what happened.
Well, first let me tell you a little bit about the bike and how we got into pedal assist electric bikes. I've always loved riding bicycles, and when I first was presented with the idea of bringing pedal assist or electric into the line, I resisted a little bit because I was kind of a purist, and I thought it might take away from that experience. And my bike company finally built me a couple and sent them to us, and the first ride was almost like my first time on a paddleboard.
Wow.
It was awakening. I was like, whoa, I did not expect this to be so fun. And so what happened is we started to design bike for the electric line, and I rode more and more, and I find I ride more mileage now. I ride all the time, and when I'm tired, it's easier. And when I'm not tired, I try to see how far I can stretch the battery out and how long I can get it to make it.
And you're riding on the beach too, right?
Riding on the beach. I rode it through the middle of the Everglades, 16 miles deep in mud this deep.
Holy cow.
And the first model, the Bolt, is a beast. And that's why I went around Florida. I went to put it under some of the most extreme situations that we could, because we know that our customers will.
All right, let's talk extreme. He's beating around the bush here. You went through, I'm not going to say where it was, but there was a nice trail that you found, and I know where it is. And you went out there and you kind of ran into some locals?
We ran into gators. I've never had a big problem with gators. I mean, I paddle with them.
From Louisiana.
Exactly.
They're yard dogs.
We swam in them in the river that we grew up near. So it was a lot of fun. Saw a lot of alligators, and always give them respect. But maybe not as much on this trip with the Bolt. I had a lot of electricity with me.
You did. There was not much of an interior to hide from them.
No.
But yeah, the interesting thing about the wildlife that probably Jeff paddles way more than I do. So they really don't want anything to do with you.
No. Generally, gators are shy, animals, and unless you've cornered one or you've come into a situation where you're encroaching upon a nest or something like that, gators really move away from you all the time. And we tested this by going down a few years back into the middle of the Everglades for a 2-night camping trip, and we paddled by dinosaurs, giant alligators that they never really wanted anything to do with us.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this, as a smart Cajun, I will say maybe I've never encountered one hungry enough. But up until this point, I've had no negative encounters. I paddle with a dog, that, so I have a dog on the front of my board. So if a gator were to want to go after a paddle boarder, we would be pretty likely targets. And
the carbon fiber paddle only goes so far.
Only so far, right?
Yeah, and and I'm told by a ranger locally that there's a gator in practically every lake in Florida. You just never see them.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
There's millions of alligators here, and matter of fact, riding down one of the small lakes yesterday, I saw a gator laying up on the side of it. So
because it's warm in February, that's why they're waking up
on the side.
Yep.
And they're cold-blooded animals, and but they're in all of our lakes and rivers and stuff. And just like there's sharks that are in the Gulf waters, and we don't have attacks. I mean, there's a food chain, and we're not necessarily normally in it.
That's right. That's awesome. That's a good way to end that conversation. Boards. Let's talk about your boards. They've. I go back. I always remember the candy striped original that you had, and now we are seeing what you have now in your arsenal. Tell me about it.
Well, we've got nearly 27 different models of boards now. The last few years, what we really worked on the board company is putting together a team of people on the manufacturing side that really could take us to the next place. And not just in technology, but also in price point. Mm-hmm. Because, as a retailer, we saw that it was important to have boards for our customers that were under $1,000. Shoot, sometimes they're under $700.
Wow.
And with that, we've expanded the number of paddlers that we've been able to have out there. So, we've got, I think, plus 100 years experience in our board manufacturing team. We've got guys like the legend Bill Bain with us, and EJ Johnson is our paddle engineer, and Jake Meyer, and give
EJ some credit there. I love my boy, man. He's awesome.
Good guys that really know how to make great product, and with the objective 2 years ago being, hey, let's make great product, but let's also make some great price point product. And we've got a new line called the Hammerhead this year, mm-hmm. and it's thermomolded plastics over an epoxy foam board, which is a typical board people might know that they've seen from YOLO Board, and it gives it a really, really tough shell. You can find a video of me actually beating it with a baseball bat. It takes that kind of abuse, but it's at a fair price point that people can get into the sport. So we're excited. We think we've got the best looking boards that we've ever built this year, and definitely the most variety. Inflatables, we have kayak material,
right.
Rotomolded plastic, thermomolded, carbon fiber, epoxy. Whatever your pursuit is, we make a board specifically with a material for that pursuit. Not with just a board design, but we think about the best material, what's going to be for that pursuit. So
all right, I'm going to put him on the spot here. YOLOBoard.com, grab that bag right there and bring it over here in the camera shot.
Is this one?
Yeah, man, bring it over here. YOLOBoard.com, you can catch them in Miramar Beach. It is a great store. It's YOLO Board and Beach. It's just got about everything you need. You can go to Gulf Place and check them out at the Gulf Place store. It's right down from the 30A store where you can get 30A gear and get all your stickers, but definitely you can get rentals there. You can go out on a board at Ed Walleen right there. And YOLO, what else we got? That was it, right?
Yeah, I think you covered
nice.
it. Yeah.
Nice. So if you're traveling, check this out. This is a board in a bag, and I remember the way these things started. I bet this is an instinct. Give me what's in here. So if you're a traveler and you're getting on an airplane, this is what you're taking.
So if you're getting on an airplane, you've got your board in here, you got your pump in here, you got your fins, you got your paddle in here. There's even a little extra room if you want to throw some board shorts in here. We've got some extra pockets in here. You could literally take one piece and head to Costa Rica, which I'm doing tomorrow.
Oh, stop.
And it'll be packed very similarly. But this board really opens up a lot for people who don't have space to have a board if they don't have the proper rack systems of that for their car.
Right.
The inflatable. And when we say inflatable, people think that it's a less than board. That's not the case anymore. The way technology is now with the drop stitching, the double walls, the double seams, these things are solid. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but,
you're good.
but behind us is not hardboards. These are all inflatables behind us. And I think inflatables are the most exciting thing that's happened to stand-up paddling, because it opens the door for anybody to be an owner of a board, regardless if they have a garage space for it or they have a roof rack. And you take this anywhere. I've taken them to China to paddle. I've taken them to Hawaii to paddle. Costa Rica we're going. Yeah. And you know, early days our motto was any water, anywhere. This board allows you to get into any water, anywhere you go.
Well, I can't believe I caught him, and he's going to Costa Rica tomorrow. Good job.
Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming.
Jeff Archer on the 38 show.
Us.
Yeah, this is awesome stuff. Get by here to Miramar Beach. See the big store. You can see the smaller store with the rentals over there to get out on the water this spring break at Gulf Place. It's easy to find. Thanks to 38 Cottages. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time.
What's up?
Hit the beach with our friends at 38cottages.com. Great homes for rent all across the beaches of South Walton. And make your stay easier. Pre-book beach chairs, bonfires, golf cart, or bike rentals with our friends at La Dolce Vita at ldv38.com. Thanks for listening to The 38 Show, produced on location in Northwest Florida on Scenic Highway 38. Until next time, beach happy.